Hello everyone, my name is Teacher Faith and I've been teaching Sunday school for quite a while and it's a privilege. It is something I am grateful for and I've learned a few things and I wanted to share them with you because I've realized that just learning it and coming to a realization by yourself and then not passing it on may not be the best thing. So one thing I am learning over and over again is the power of sharing. Yes, we may not share everything about ourselves, but where it involves other children or where it involves children, especially in the children's ministry that I believe you serve, it's important for you to share these gems, these pieces of pieces of knowledge, the insights that you get. So it's there are a few things. There are 3 points that I wanted to just put across to you today. And basically I share either on my Facebook page under the name Motegi Faith or on my Facebook platform, which is Sunday School Ministry Kenya, which is now where you may see this video. So let's start sharing. Number one of the things I learned both by hearing and actually happening to me is, please, as much as possible, don't go and teach children or interact with children when you are hungry. And hungry is H-U-N-G-R-Y, hungry, because there's a reason why I'm spelling it the way it is. As much as possible, if you're going to teach or you're going to interact with children, please have a heavy breakfast. If it's going to be around lunchtime, please have lunch. But can you ensure that your sugar levels are balanced, that you're not operating on too little sleep? And if you are, find a way of energizing yourself. Why? The reason why is there's a child out there, or not a child out there. There'll be an incident that may happen that will make you angry. We all know children are not always the angels that we pray and hope that they are. Sometimes their angel wings need to be clipped because and even for us, we are not on the straight and narrow. We are trying as much as possible to stick to the straight and narrow path, isn't it? So the day you show up hungry or you have kidogo sleep, like you haven't slept well. Yes, I know life happens and then you are showing up on Sunday and you need to put on a big bright smile, especially when they see you, they're like, teacher. As much as possible, whether it's carrying a snack, whether it is carrying your drink like in this the thermal cups, the thermal mugs, can you stay energized when you're dealing with children? Reason being, children's behaviors may trigger your anger, and therefore you become a hungry teacher, and hungry will become H-A-N-G-R-Y. You'll be hungry and angry at the same time. And that's not a good combination, because somehow on the very day that you are hungry and maybe don't have enough sleep or things are just piling up on your plate or of life, is when there's a child who is naughty. They're the ones who are continuously talking over and over again at the back of the class, in the middle. They're the ones who are distracted and all that. Or they are the ones who keep on asking to go out, to go to the toilet, like after every 10 minutes. So the thing is, if you don't take care of your sugar levels, you become easily triggered, because every behavior, everything just becomes an irritation. So what is my recommendation? As much as possible, when you're interacting with children, whether it is Sunday school, whether it is in whatever format, even if it's a children's event, even a birthday party, can you ensure that you have eaten, like your sugar levels are balanced? Because somehow on the very day that you just wish all the children are well behaved and they're like, oh teacher, oh yes teacher, we shall, and quiet and following and obedient, is the very day there will be that one child, whether boy or girl. Nowadays, I do not discriminate like we used to do before and say it's a boys. There could be that one girl, there could be that one boy, or even a group, and your temperatures, your blood will boil. So, tip number one, please ensure that you have a good meal before you interact with children, whether it's in church or any events that is related to children. Then number 2, the way this point came across was, at the first time it was shocking and like, okay, why are we being told to write this? But wherever you are, just write the word funeral. Yes, I know it's not a fun word, but the facilitator, whoever taught us this, I believe it was Photo, I hope I've pronounced his name right, is whenever you're interacting with children, let it not be, if someone was passing, people would think it's a funeral going on. You know, during a funeral, there are not too many laughs. It's just too quiet because it's a somber mood. People are reflecting. It's sad. It's not a place to be. We wish we could erase it. But if your class feels or sounds like a funeral, just remove the words, every other word from Eve, every other word after N. Just remove that word. Like cancel out every other word after N. Please make your classes fun. The way he put it is, as long as you're not leading the children to sin, you can have a skipping rope in class. You can have a skipping rope. You can have a bouncing ball. You can have a soccer ball. You can have a rugby ball. You can have, I don't know whether it was banya, okay, in safe spaces, but make your classes fun. And one of the other things is, children they internalize things, even for you. If you look at what things do you remember easily? When you laugh, that's where you remember the jokes. You may not remember chemistry. Let me use my example. You may not remember some serious concepts because the way they were put forward to you are like so serious. But there's some things that stick with you for life because of how they were introduced to you. That's why we have the ABC. It's in a form of a song. The numbers, it's in form of a song, or whatever. There's like a countdown or something of the sort. So even the musical ladder, and like there's this beat to it, there's something catchy. So if you have your lesson, try as much as possible to see what fun way can you bring, what fun thing can you bring to the class that will help the children remember the lesson, such that your class doesn't feel like a funeral. I'm hoping you've understood that part. Yes? Good. Then my last point is switch up your teaching methods. By the time I say switch up your teaching methods, I'm saying just because, and let me use my example. Allow me to use my example. In one of the classes, there was a period where I was teaching. So it's, you stand in front of the children. Usually for me, I stand. There are times, yes, I've sat with the children, but most of the times if you find me in class, I'll be standing. So there's a time I don't know whether it was I was having a sore throat, or I don't know what the case was. Maybe when I was looking into the Bible story, I came across a video. So it's like, I have a laptop, I have a Bluetooth speaker, so why don't I take this to school, to Sunday school? So I took my laptop, I took my Bluetooth speaker that I'd bought recently at that time, and then we had a Bible story. Like, yes, we read from the Bible, and then there was a point where we drew the curtains because the room where we were had curtains. And then this is class 6, because you have to remember the ages are different. So I drew back the curtains and then switched off the lights, and then they watched the Bible story, hoping that it will at least help them internalize what we had learned. So they seemed to enjoy it, and how I got to know that they enjoyed it, and why I needed to switch up my teaching methods, is at the end of the class, one of the boys was like, "Teacher, that was a good class. Like, why don't you try doing this more often instead of you always talking?" That has been the most humbling moment in my teaching Sunday school career. Let's call it a career. So I realized, just because I love talking and I can talk, and that's why I'm making videos, doesn't mean that the children will pay attention the entire time. So I need to switch up. And switching up your teaching methods means you have to know that there are children who learn best or understand things best when they hear. There are those who like when it comes to music. That's why you have children, whether your own child or others, even you, when you're studying, you want to listen to music. Like you don't just want it to be quiet, you need music or something playing in the background. There are those who like to touch. There are those who like to dance and all that. So you need to continually incorporate different teaching styles in your class. So yes, you're talking, but can you also have like a manila paper or a flip chart or maybe the blackboard or something where it's written, because the children who want to write notes. There could be a time when you have video. You may not meet all the different learning styles on the same day, so don't overwork yourself. But I'm just saying that pay attention that one day let there be music. If there is a drama, let them do that. If they can dance to it, they can dance. And if they can write, if they can paint, if you can bring a craft, but you have to plan, because you may do the craft and then by the time you're asking them what was the craft all about, you're like, oh, we just made a craft. So let the Bible story not disappear. Let the lesson of the day not disappear just because you're looking for a video or a dance or a craft. So those are my tips when it comes to teaching Sunday school. It could also apply in across wherever you're dealing with children. But I learned, number one, don't feed yourself, feed your mind, feed your soul. So please, and feed your body. So the first one is, the main point was feed your body. And then number two is, let your class not feel like a funeral, like it's teacher so and so again. Just and now how do you get to that is now point number 3 is switch up your teaching methods, which will involve a little bit of planning so that by the time you're going to class, you know what you're presenting. So I'm hoping you like this video. I will try to keep up with others, and I'll see you soon in the next one. Okay, bye-bye.